Reed here. How you doing, guys? We have another very interesting conversation today. Today, I think I'm gonna just be a little bit open today and just see how it goes. I'm almost finished with my work. Almost. One, two, to my patience to see. See here. Hmm. Gaslighting, see, the main thing they do is change everyone else's opinion behind your back without you knowing, right? So they get around your back and then say a lie about you, something that is repugnant or something like that. And people hear and say, oh, I don't know, I don't think he was like that. They go through everybody and they try to build a consensus about you behind your back. They are actually engaging with you like you're a friend, but still doing the campaign behind your back. While they're in your face claiming to actually be your friend. I grew up between two sociopathic narcissistic families, right? And when I saw it for the first time, I could not believe my eyes. I was watching a family video one day, and then I could see my sick brother engage with me one way, and then as soon as I would turn my back, his whole demeanor changed, his whole maneuver changed. I mean, the whole body language changed. And I'm thinking, wow, and that was like 25 years ago. That video was like 25 years ago. And those people like that, they stay in your life behind the scenes constantly. It's like it's a full-time occupation. And as you remember, I say don't break any privacy laws, but always record the narc because all the tactics they use can be seen on the video. Right? I mean, absolutely everything. So you better be recording because you know the narc is. Gaslighting, see, the main so true. You never want to be in a situation with a narc where you don't have all of your data. Because all they do is try to shift reality based upon the data they have and the data you don't. Alicia, how's it going, buddy?
It's going good.
You okay? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I just have an exam tomorrow, so I was kind of preparing for it simultaneously.
Yeah, I can imagine busy for you, huh?
I mean, it's my last exam, so I'll be free now, finally.
Hey, that's great. I didn't have anything scheduled and everything. Just probably wanted to go through some YouTube videos or something. Like,
Right.
you know,
So how's it going for you? How's life?
pretty good. I mean, pretty good. We're about to launch this platform, and it is absolutely amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
it, it is absolutely amazing. I'm just the hard work we put into this work is just amazing. Just to see us sort of come into the end. It's amazing. I'm happy.
Yeah, also like the AI thing, it's coming to life. It's also thrilling.
Oh, it's going to change absolutely everything because um, because I think the model we're using, I think people are going to be more comfortable getting their diagnosis from an AI than they would a human.
Right. So what do you think makes it more unique, like, than what and practical experience would be? What makes the AI more unique than that?
See,
We have tens, hundreds of thousands of patient interactions, and we've documented all of those interactions very thoroughly. So that becomes a database.
Right, right, right.
And that database is a learning
Mm-hmm.
module for an AI. So each record is actually like something for the AI to learn how to treat this disorder, learn how to treat that disorder, and things like that.
So like we provided it very extensive information for it to, do its work.
Well, right, you aggregate all the information, and now you have a group of people that you can compare yourself to.
Oh, right.
So, okay, if we're talking about depression, I mean, what do you say? You say somebody's not feeling well. That's so subjective. How do you know, right? And so you have to
Mm-hmm.
compare it to groups of people and things like that, and see which group you fall into, basically. You know,
Oh.
yeah. So, but the AI is going to be able to give you that very objective evidence. So it's going to be able to say, hey, based upon 1,500 patients with your exact condition, based upon that, these people got better 75% of the time with this combination of medications.
Well, that is actually insane, and like the way it works, that's just amazing.
Yeah, because since it can drill down there, and so what's interesting, we're moving. COVID-19 was the end of the Industrial Revolution, and we're at the beginning of the Information Age. Now, see, right now, data is the new gold.
Mm-hmm.
And so everything you do spills data out. And you have to find ways to collect that data to reduce the data spillage, because you're going to need that data to be able to build an AI for to help you understand what's going on around you.
Oh,
That makes sense?
that's it does. It really does.
Yeah. So another way we're going to use this also is by recording all of our sessions and um, uh, taking the transcripts and have them downloaded into our AI. So our AI will have a running commentary of everything that's been going on. So you can just ask the AI about everything, then it has an update about
I
everything
just
that happened, right?
I just find it very fascinating that the work we are doing, it involves like so many fields into it. Like we have marketing, we have just talking, communication, we have psychiatry, and then we also have computer programming in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting, the world is changing, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I don't know where it's going. What is it like for you coming into the game? Basically, you're a student and you're about to finish school and
Mhm.
enter the game. What is it like for you? Because the game is changing so fast, isn't it? Oh, you're
It
stuck.
is. I mean, like for me personally, we do have a lot of physical kind of studying, but it all does involve like a lot of AI. But I would say it's lesser than it should be for now, like at least for me in university.
And I would think that the AI is really helping with learning, right?
It does, yeah, definitely. It actually helps a lot. I think I wouldn't be able to do most of the stuff I do right now if it wasn't for it.
Like what do you mean?
Like, let's just say even help with assignments or even understanding certain concepts because engineering can be very complex with its concepts. So that all it really does help with it.
Yeah, because remember before the internet, we had books and stuff, and so if you just couldn't get it from the book, you had to get it from the lecture or what you call it. So I can imagine having a tutor there with you to explain everything to you.
I mean, even like when it comes to like our grandparents, my parents, they do tell us that they had to surf through like multiple books to like get the piece of information they want, and then that would be just very specific. There would be more extensive stuff that they had to like research from. So that just makes it seem so easy right now that we have AI.
Yeah, and then I always felt that the textbooks were not fair because the textbooks were written in such a complex language. It seems like it had no utility because only the elite statisticians or researchers understood what they're talking about.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, whoever specializes in a certain major or a field, they would write those books in a very complex way, maybe certain fancy terms that a person like us would not be able to comprehend, and that would just make it not very reliable or, valid for what we are looking for.
Okay. But you think you're looking forward to all these changes when you think about, so right now you're entering the market and you can see how quickly things are changing.
Right, yeah.
Scare you, nervous you?
It kind of excites me, honestly.
Okay.
What about you?
Now, and where is it going?
What?
I mean, well, all of these so let's say all these changes you're seeing, where's all this stuff going? So it's exciting for you to see all these changes in such a short period of time, and you're just now entering the economy.
The thing is that with all the advancements, I just feel like the entire form of like what we are living in might change. Now that like it's unpredictable. Like for me right now, I just cannot predict like where it's going. But like just the idea of it, like the way it's changing, that excites me.
Yeah, I think it's going towards a model where the institutions no longer hold the power. So I think it's going to be the individual holds the power, because I think you're going to be able to bypass the institution and deal directly with the individual you want without having the at a cheaper cost. And so I think that everyone's going to become sort of like their expertise, and I think it's going to become a situation where you are what your subscribers are. I think it's more reliable. You are what your subscribers are.
True, that's true. But like that's just one aspect. Like about the thing you said that institutions will bypass that. I think even if it were to happen, I think they would still hold a certain amount of authority that we would seek from them.
Yeah, because I don't think their authority would be able to be eliminated down to zero. But
Exactly.
right now, I think the authority they have is disproportionate, right? Because they
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is true.
they can impinge your will on the majority of people there, but there's some people who they can't impinge their authority on. And these are people who are above the system. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think that's what we're going. I think you're not going to be worth anything. People are going to look at your views. They're going to look at your subs and your views and whether or not they should even talk to you or not.
I mean, that's the reality. People respect numbers, not actual knowledge or whatever it is. They just respect numbers. So that's just reality.
Well, hey Doc, I see you here. Did you want to get on the stage, buddy?
Kaim?
Yeah, so I think he set up his equipment. Yeah, so I think it's good. And I think that's so okay. So let's say what I'm doing as a psychiatrist, right? So we're finishing up our AI, and our AI is going to take all of the history for us. Right. And then the person can take as much time as they want to with the AI because we want the AI to be thorough, things like that. Then the AI is going to create the records for them and let them read their own records to help them understand exactly what's going on. Right? And after they have all of their questions answered by the AI, then they can decide on how they're going to engage with the healthcare system.
I think the pretty significant pro of this is that if a patient comes to a doctor or a psychiatrist, the psychiatrist who is gonna be treating them, they might have their own input, their own understanding of what the patient is telling. It could be maybe a bit incorrect at times, but like when it comes to AI, it would probably be pretty accurate because it has all the objective data already installed into it. So there's no chance of maybe, let's say, their own personal input into it. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it's amazing you picked up on that one point because that distortion of the patient's motives and intentions, that's the basis of discrimination and racism,
Yeah,
right?
that's true. Yeah.
And so and then many of the switches you're describing are unconscious. So the person who's acting upon and how and this is also a methodology of fraud in healthcare,
Oh, wow.
right? Because the differences, there may be one billing code differences between those two. And so doctors who exploit patients choose diagnoses they can get more paid for. And they treat them for higher paid diagnoses as opposed to the ones they have.
That's awful. That's
You see what I'm
awful.
saying?
Yeah.
I deal with that with my patients and things like that, and the impact is having for doctors doing this. And so they'll treat you for a diagnosis that you don't have, admit you in the hospital and treat you for a diagnosis you don't have,
That's just even more life-threatening.
isn't it?
Yeah. Plus, that's just like against every kind of moral. That's just totally wrong.
Yeah, but with an AI being able to get you access to healthcare and get your solutions, your answers before you enter the system is going to be a huge advantage that prevents that type of fraud and that type of abuse. So I think our software and our platform that we're going to be launching, I think it's definitely going to be a groundbreaker.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You okay, Doc?
Hello, Doc.
Are you connected, Dan?
You okay? You busy,
I
man?
was
You
just
okay?
setting my cam.
Okay. Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing good. What about you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Hey, thanks for hosting the show for me last time. Hey, so we're talking about the use of like AI and medicine. What are your thoughts? Because I think we're going to be launching our AI soon, and actually we have the domain name Zion XAEONX.ai, and that's where we're going to host our AI. And the way you two come in is that we're going to, on our marketing material and on our shorts and all that stuff, we're going to put the link to our AI. And if anyone wants to set up an appointment with me, they can go ahead and do their assessment with my AI first, and then they get everything up front. And then if they still want to get an appointment with me, they can schedule an appointment with me. But
Yeah.
this is going to be a very interesting strategy that we're going to be introducing to the market place. So I need you guys to really, you guys going to be on the forefront of that, as influencers, basically talking about this new approach. So so basically, you need a doctor's appointment, just come to my stream.
Mhm.
I think it's a great initiative. And when AI came, there was this huge debate that if AI is gonna take our jobs. But that's the thing. AI is just a tool. We can use it to enhance our productivity and our efficiency. So it's a great initiative.
Yeah. AI is going to help the little man out.
Yeah.
AI is going to help the
Yeah.
little man.
Do you think AI is gonna take over the world someday?
Oh my God, it's gonna get bad. I
Highly
mean,
debatable.
see, just so look at guys, look at my content. I have one of the series I'm doing is called "The Singularity Is Here,"
Oh.
Hmm.
and the singularity is when the computers are smarter than man, right? And we're at that point. And so they say at that point you're going to get irreversible changes in mankind.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Permanent,
definitely.
permanent changes, the haves and the have nots.
And I don't think it is near like singularity. If I'm talking about the perspective of physicists, then it is their ultimate aim to get there. So I think it is in very nascent stage yet, but yes, we will be there one day.
But you don't think we're at the singularity now?
I don't
Not
think
yet, I don't
so.
think so. Yeah.
What, Alicia?
I think we are very.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, how come? Why
Yeah.
not?
I think it's just the start. We have yet to see so much more.
No,
Yeah, that.
but see, well, I think the changes are irreversible right now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
They're irreversible. Yeah.
And
we can agree with that.
and the people who were in power, let's say even 10 years ago, are no longer in power anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You know, all the power structures, none of them have an audience anymore.
I mean, I might disagree with that because I do see examples of like power still being held in the hands, though they were always dominating the system. So that might not be the case in every kind of aspect.
See, I was thinking once we launch my AI, then that puts me in a very unique situation.
It does
It-
definitely.
can you imagine what situation it is? But most importantly, it allows me to do transactions with every person on the planet.
True, like you can even do like physical, you can do it online, you have a very huge domain to do whatever you want.
Right? So that means that it'll be very hard for anyone to target me because I have so many opportunities to form relationships, gather resources, hide in communities, support, be why? Because you can transaction with everyone in the planet.
Yeah,
It's true. That's very true.
totally agree.
You just have to produce something that 7 billion people will want.
Exactly.
But I think that could be challenging, because agreeing with everyone's opinion, the way they think, might not be, we cannot like satisfy everyone, like because.
But at least, right, I can't satisfy everyone, but at least I can make the argument to everyone. Y'all could only make it to 1 or 2 people.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true. That's
people
definitely
around you, and ain't nobody listening.
true. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I kind of agree with Alisa that
Well, that's a huge difference, and that capacity is based on the AI.
Oh, right. That does make sense totally.
And that's why when we launch this platform, we have a slogan, and the slogan is "The man without an AI will be the man who's forced to fight with his fist in the future."
What does that mean? Like,
Like,
can you explain?
He got to
like
fight with his fist in the future.
he doesn't have any weapons. He's back to the fist fighting. Back to the Stone Age.
So the man without the AI is the man who has to fight with his fist in the future.
I totally agree with that.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
see what I'm
That
saying?
is
You got it. The man without the AI is the man who must fight. Who must fight.
Yes,
With
AI
his
is a necessity.
fist in the future. Why? Because we gonna take their guns. We're gonna take all their weapons. You're not gonna have anything to fight with. There's gonna be so much
Exactly.
overwhelming power differential. You won't have anything but your fist to fight with to keep you safe. That's the default. That has to be the default position to keep you safe. And then,
In other words,
if you're
it is
restricted,
needed for the survival of the species.
yeah. Now check this out. If you survival of the fittest, the have and haves, like, it's a dangerous time because the haves are going to restrict you of all of your capacity to harm each other. And once they do, once your capacity to harm each other only relies with your fist, that means that everybody's fine because you're stuck with karma. You're gonna get what you deal out. And it's just best if we lock you in that territory and just let the whole system deal with itself. And we stay up here where the gods are. I think that's going to be the nature of it. And I saw evidence of this when I went and stayed in a favela in Brazil. It's right there. Just go ahead, lock the gate and everything, and we just pick up the bodies in the morning. You know what I'm talking about, Doc? See, the
Yes,
favela
yes.
is a territory where the society said this is going to have to be regulated by karma
Right.
because we don't have the resources to regulate it by government. So just lock everybody in a space and just pick up the bodies in the morning, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect excuse.
There's going to be more of those.
Mm-hmm. What
So
do you
like
think is
AI is gonna make us both superhumans as well as supervillains.
You said super villains.
Yes,
superheroes and supervillains?
Tell me
both
more.
at the same time.
I agree. You know, your insight is amazing. I agree. Tell me more. How?
Explain.
I
Like,
mean,
what do you think?
like we have this ability, like we have this tool who is more smart than us, who is smarter than us. So we don't know what abilities that thing has, like what we are calling AI. And just like I said, it is still in nascent stage. We don't know how it will bloom, how like where it will go. So this uncertainty, this is both like at our disadvantage and at our disadvantage.
Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating, isn't it?
It is,
I mean,
but it is terrifying
I
as
saw
well.
this. Yeah, I saw this short about like an AI, and the owner was about to like just finish it and like dismember it, and then the AI kind of blackmailed the owner of like telling
Yeah.
his wife about that he's cheating on like her, and they blackmailed it, and then it had to like just calm it down, and then dysfunction. That was just
Like
Hilarious.
even those who have those who are the those who have created this, they time to time they warn us about AI. Like they say that we should regulate this before it goes out of our hands.
Oh yeah,
True,
yeah.
yeah.
Because I think that's the perspective from the period we're transitioning out of, where people own the factors of industrial. Like we COVID-19 was the end of the industrial revolution, and we're in the beginning of the information age. Y'all agree with that, right?
Exactly. Yeah, true.
Okay,
Yes,
so they're
totally agree.
building these structures now that were based upon models in the industrial revolution. They're never going to work, right?
Hmm.
So I think the information age is going to be the freedom of the individual. And I think the freedom of the individual is going to strictly lie at one thing: capacity to make transactions,
Yeah.
Hmm.
That
right?
makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Right. And so now you have a global workforce.
Yes.
So when I launch this AI, put on my content, then we're in a different field of medicine, right? Because now
Exactly.
anyone on the planet can be my patient. And I don't
Hmm.
really have to be there. I took
Exactly.
all the higher qualities of myself, all the cases where I did very well in treating patients over the decades and stuff, put it all together. And now it's a higher form of myself that's running around in a programming language, reacting and responding to people.
That's amazing. I do have a very different question. What's the most serious yet the best case you have dealt with in your psychiatry?
See, in my earlier stages, you look at things from a perspective known as 3D. And that 3D perspective is a very kinetic and volatile perspective that's not reality. It's
Right.
only the best that your primitive brain can do. And when you deal with people who are low functioning, that's volatile: hurt, pain, trauma, death, killing, stabbing, raping, burning, torturing, cutting apart, all of this, all of that primitive stuff. It's all that primitive stuff. That's 3D.
That's
So when
yeah.
you look at it from a 3D perspective and everything, it's traumatizing.
That's true.
But
True.
but when
Definitely.
you grow and you look at this basically as the circle of life, and this is all a part of the whole process. You don't feel traumatized anymore. You see it, and it is what it is, and it keeps moving, right?
I mean, get used to it. You get used to it.
Desensitized.
Getting used to it, getting desensitized. Yep, those are descriptions from the 3D perspective. When you heal, you accept it that this is the way it is.
Accept it as a matter of the fact.
And you're not to get involved in it. You're not to try to change it. You're not to try to make it better. I mean, you're there to basically observe. And fortunately, we're in healthcare. So we are fortunate we get a close-up view of people suffering and the very dilemmas that cause their suffering. See, so now as healthcare professionals, we can see this, Doc. Oh, I see how this works now. I see how that works. Whoa, I can see these things in my life because now I'm seeing this person going through the same thing. Because
I do have a question there. Don't you say that
you should that you're actually seeing the game in front of you, not traumatized by what you're seeing because it had nothing to do with you. Okay, you watch the Animal Channel with the lions on television, and you know what they do to the baby cub when they catch the baby cub. They rip the baby cub apart, right?
But we are okay with it.
Did you turn the channel? Alicia, you turn the channel. It's so you cool with it. You ain't got a problem with it, right? But change your perspective, same thing, but you right there up close, looking at it. It's right there in front of you, and you smell it. You hear the cries, you hear all that. When they rip the baby apart, you hear the skin tear. The organs come out, he pulling the organs and stuff like that. That visceral, that when you up close on 3D, that's exactly what it's like all the time.
Exactly.
Right?
Nature is brutal, and we are okay with it.
Actually, let me tell y'all this. There's a secret here. There's a pattern here, right? If it's that worse at that under end, that means at the other end, it's just that much greater. So that's with everything you see. There's this backside that's present that you never want to see. That's there.
That is even more worse.
Right? Those beautiful cats, those beautiful little cats that you see now, the little pristine little cats and everything right now, if it wasn't for that brutal survival of the fittest that those lions were going through back there on that Serengeti, you wouldn't have produced them because they have to be legitimate. The king got a rule, meaning everybody got to die but the king. So, of course, you got to rip the baby apart. If you fall upon a circumstance where you seeing them rip the baby apart, you can't get involved in that because that kingdom going to run to where it's going. Now, you just can't handle the truth. When they have to rip the baby apart, you have to say, hey, all glory is due to God, right? This is amazing. What happens down here, you can't get involved by crying and then you're going to jump in there and start. There was a story about a tourist who went to Africa and he interrupted the same thing. The baby got caught, lions coming up on him. The lion grabbed the baby. The man jumped out of the vehicle. No, stop this. Start hitting but interrupted. The lion looked at him like, what the fuck is that? What's going on with this? What?
Who are you?
Who changed the movie? What the fuck is this, baby? And so they dropped the baby and ran, right? And then the man touched the baby. Touched the baby, right? Got the baby safe, right? Anyway, they told him, man, this is not a zoo, It's not a zoo, man. This is the wild and everything. You don't interfere with that. they put the baby back and they wouldn't even eat the baby.
Exactly.
They wouldn't even touch
Like
that
if we
baby.
disrupt,
You ain't touching that
if we
baby.
disrupt
What?
the natural ecosystem, the nature collapses itself.
Yeah. And so look, the animals wouldn't even touch it because it was touched by a human. Right? They got boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better boundaries than us.
So
Yeah.
he was, and that's not written in the script for them. How are they handle shit? You listen. This is primitive, man. You don't think this is nothing but instinct. You hungry. You on the prowl, and you get there to get the juicy baby, right? And then someone comes in and throws a situation in for you that you don't have a way to deal with it. So they just stop the movie and then just run away.
You are not programmed for that, so you cannot do anything about it.
Who does something like that? And so that's the same thing. All of these things have, so the beautiful cats that we see around your house eventually comes from that process of natural selection, of selecting the strongest animal to proceed in the next generation. You know,
survival of the fittest.
Yeah. So when you saw that baby getting torn apart like that, was that good or was that bad?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Which one is it good?
It wasn't bad.
I think it was bad for
wasn't
me.
bad.
For me, it was.
Because like in nature has this rule that hard times create strong people, strong creatures, I won't call people. And what do you call it? If you create, like I said before, that if you disrupt the natural ecosystem, nature will collapse. So I don't think it is bad at all.
I mean, that's your opinion. For me, I think it is bad, at least for me. Yeah.
I mean, everybody has their perspective, you know, but it's one of these things that is absolutely necessary for life to go on, you know, but that's present behind all the good things, you know. Let's look at sausage, right? Let's look at like pizza. Right, listen to sausage on the pizza, and I'm not sure you really want to see the process of how that sausage was made. I mean, it's a delicious sausage, but you know, if you think and then you think about what we're doing, there's an argument that we may be inside some whole collective delusion. I can tell you what that is, but I don't want to change your whole life online.
I mean,
I don't eat sausage,
that's something my mom. I do eat sausages, and like my mom always warns me about it, like how it's made. You do not want to eat, and I'm like, I'm good. I'll still eat it.
Yeah, but you see the duality there. It's so good you don't even want to see what's the cost for tantalizing your sensations. What the cost of that was. It's a delicacy for you. It's scrumptious for you. What did it cost for you to have that experience? It's not for free. You can't get nothing for free. It costs something. What did it cost? Yeah. It cost those animals' lives.
Exactly.
And that industry is brutal, and it's only for profit. It's an industry without empathy that's responsible for ending the lives of a lot of souls. They're just animal farms. And there are reports of the cruelty that goes on in that. And then they have to chop the bodies up and then grind the meat and then all that stuff. And you see how to take the animals from there to the patty and stuff like that. That process takes a long time. It takes years to procure that taste, those taste buds that tantalize.
Exactly.
You get a maybe a 10 or 15 minute experience that took these animals a whole lifetime to build, and they were sacrificing the process. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, that's a very vegan thinking, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, so but that same thing, and then and that duality is there. You know,
All about
this,
perspectives.
yeah, there's this brand of chocolate, that I really liked and stuff like that. When I started looking it up and everything, you got child labor behind it. They got children picking the chocolate.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Because they need the beans and all that. And the children are the only ones that cost the lowest level of the cost level that's able to do that stuff. And you can't do so the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
that's a
exactly.
problem with a lot of like sites as well, especially Chinese sites. They do have a lot of child labor in
Chinese
them.
factories. Yeah.
Look. Living in a country like United States, right? Look at all the benefits, right? But look at all the costs.
True, very
Which
true.
one, which one are you going to get? And then where are you going to go? I mean, where are you going to
Hmm.
go?
Maybe you have two extremes. You just gotta be,
Look,
yeah, you just
this
need
what
to
I'm
compromise on
saying.
something.
Where are you going to go? It's that duality is going to be there everywhere. It's going to be there everywhere.
Hmm.
It's going to be really
We
interesting.
cannot escape it.
Yeah. Well, actually,
Hmm.
you can escape. That's what my podcast, The Matrix, is for. Is
Mm.
that you get duality only when you inside of a matrix system, right? And
Yeah,
so
that's very
Hmm.
true.
part of the reasons why you can't make progress is because the system that you're in is removing all the gains, and you don't make
Hmm.
progress until you exit the system because it's going to be impossible to reorganize someone else's infrastructure or clique or system or a group. Impossible. You always
Hmm.
have to break away and start your own, and that birth is a cataclysmic process that takes a lot of struggle. It just doesn't happen. In the majority of people, it just doesn't happen on its own.
Hmm.
Hmm.
You know, the thing you said, I do
Yep.
have like a very high moral compass. I'm a leftist, basically, to be honest. So I'll
No,
always
no
choose whatever.
kidding. Oh, no kidding. Does it come to a surprise? It sounded like it comes to a surprise.
Are you a leftist?
Tell us more.
Are you a
Ah,
leftist or are you a rightist?
Who, me? I'm not in that game. I'm gone. I'm out of there. I'm just watch. I'm gonna watch the game.
Oh, watch the game,
yeah.
right?
Doc
I
is
am,
just an observer.
listen, I'm watching both of y'all. Boy. I'm watching both of y'all.
Oh
I'm watching
wow.
both of y'all.
I
I'm just
hate
watching.
I
I
hate
ain't getting
Well, I
lost.
am
rightists.
centrist.
You said what?
Self
You're so
selfish.
I am centrist. Centrist.
selfish. Oh wow, that's interesting. And so, but what were you saying though? Okay, go.
I mean, I just hate rightists. As a leftist, I just hate their opinions, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, well, so I think so the podcast is Read Matrix, and the content is mainly about helping you understand networks and structures, and these are all the things around you. And what you want to do, and many times when you have difficulties and things like that, it has nothing to do with you. It's the people around
Hmm.
you who are engaging with you in ways that create a psychological and emotional disturbance. And
Hmm.
this typically happens with people with empathy.
Hmm. Like you do something because you are fixated on something else from like past.
No, I don't mean what do you mean by that?
Like just like Freud's psychoanalysis is that you do certain things because you are fixated on your past. You are
Hmm.
fixated on some traumas, some childhood traumas which you are not even conscious of,
Hmm.
but still
Hmm.
it reflects in your what do you say, in your way of dealing things.
Yeah, there's another saying that's similar to that is that um, all your unresolved issues, you are
Hmm.
pressing in your unconscious, and they appear to you in the future as your fate,
Exactly. Exactly. Totally agree with it.
right? Yeah, as your fate. You know,
Hmm.
Matthew, how's it going, buddy? Is Matthew here?
Yes, enjoying.
Yeah, as your fate. That's another thing about these unconscious processes sort of driving your behavior and stuff. So that's another thing. And so when you're looking out here, these issues you're having, you don't know if it's the people out there, if it belongs to you or the people out there. And then the problems you're having out there, you don't know whether or not you're the one that's created that. You don't know whether you're the ones that created it. You see what I'm saying? And so the key to healing is to be mature enough to recognize the vulnerability in both of those two perspectives. So number one, when you're feeling depressed, you're feeling angry, when you're feeling upset, or when you can't make any progress, the first thing you need to think about, it's not me, it's the sick ass people around me. These feelings are not mine. These limitations are not mine. They're being projected onto me by the people around me. They don't believe I can do it. They devalue me. They don't want me in this role. They don't want me to succeed, right? So the limitations yourself, you don't know whether or not it's coming from the people around you. So that's the first thing. So it's best not to listen to any of them, because it can reinforce this same feelings that comes from them, right? So it's very careful for you to understand how to react in a situation, because you can react in ways that worsen it for you. Like if you accepted the delusion, if you believe that it's you, now you are inside of a delusional system, because that's not true. If you believe, if the people around you are projecting on you to the extent and isolating you or alienating to the extent where you start to get all these feelings that's coming up from them, and you accept those feelings, you've actually entered a delusional world, because none of that stuff is true. You're going to believe that this is true, and it's not. You're going to believe that that's true, and it's all being based upon you believing that you're the one who's feeling like that, and it's not you. And let me tell you this, as soon as you leave your reality, as soon as you start to understand that these you have to get out of that reality, and you have to live in the world that there's nothing wrong with me, motherfucker, it's y'all. That's to be fuck is y'all, man. No, it's y'all, man. Fucking wrong with me. Y'all. Why am I going, something's wrong with me? I'm gonna walk around, I'm depressed, and I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling all this. I'm depressed. I need to go to a doctor. No, this is you making. I'm just feeling what you feeling. I need to get away from you. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm picking up what you see what I'm saying? The reality is ain't nothing wrong with me. The delusion is going to the doctor saying I'm depressed. And if you were to do that, you're going to get the duality now. See, once you enter that world that I'm depressed and I need to go get some help, now you've entered a delusional system. And in order to control this environment, in order to self-regulate delusional systems so they don't become the predominant thought, you are exposed to duality for all the times you're engaged in that fake reality. Meaning nothing you're going to do going to work out. Everything is going to fail.
Pessimism. That's pessimism.
No, you're going to get the duality. Remember, what's good always have that component that's bad.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
See, whatever you make, when you're in a delusional world, whatever you create, it's always going to have the component that removes it. So you're never going to have anything permanent inside that delusional world. It's always going to come to an end.
Yeah. So like opposing ideas will always be there.
Does that make sense?
It does too. Yeah.
So, and then you're not going to do well in your life if you start believing that you're depressed. You're not going to do well.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's why, because you're in a delusional world, there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah, you start believing it.
Right? But if you snapped out of it, but I ain't dealing with that stuff, there's nothing wrong with me. Those folks are crazy. Now you go and study and you'll do well. You'll do because you're not in that delusion. Y'all get this?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. But remember what I was saying? I took the point of talking about the duality there, the good things always have that bad part connected to it, right?
Exactly.
So I'm saying here, when you're around sick people and they make you absorb their feelings, they may say you're depressed or something wrong with you. And if you cross that line to believe that you are actually in a delusional system and everything you produce in it is going to have the duality, you live a fake life, you're not going to ever prosper.
Never prosper. Yeah.
Right? All the things you make in that faith life, at the end of the game, everything's going to be taken from you. Right? You're only going to prosper if you're living a true life, your true self. That means look at them. Ain't nothing fucking wrong with me. Fuck y'all. I'm out of here. That's the only way you're going to prosper.
Exactly. Yeah, you really do need to ignore, like, you have to just take a stand for yourself, whether it means, like, I don't know, hurting everybody else's feelings.
Yeah, because it's dangerous for you to do that. Now, here's another thing. So that was one angle. Remember, the other angle is also when you are surrounded by people who are hostile, coming for you, mistreating you, going out of their way to target you. You'll notice some of these, the characteristic of unconscious people targeting you is that they go over the top to harm you. I mean, they do everything they can with just a little resources. with just a little resources, they do a lot, right? Okay. Now, when you're getting that, you have no idea. You don't know if their reaction is coming from them or coming from you. Because remember, everything you don't deal with, everything you suppress returns to you as fate in your future.
And
this is fate, right?
Exactly.
And remember, every time, at 100% of the time in the movie, right? At the end of the movie, the bad guy surrounded by what? A crowd. And what he says, I ain't do that. It wasn't me. It was you, right? It was you. It wasn't me.
That's the only way he has. That's the only thing he has left.
But they're like explaining the same process that it's really this crowd is him. He's fighting himself, and now he's dealing with himself in the form of his crowd that came to sort of shut him down because all of the dumbass shit he was doing for a long time, right? Exactly. So the theme is, see, Doc, I think you and I are going to be the best of friends because I see this content hitting places. I see the content making you think early on. What are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, exactly. I am thrilled, and I had a question. I skipped it because you were talking about some other things. It is a bit off topic, but it is related to all this conversation. I have been very much invested in subconscious mind. Do you think subconscious mind is an absurd concept or it is scientifically proven concept? Like all the things happening around us, they do have, is there any subconscious mind which is absorbing all this environment and whatever is happening to us? And then that is like operating us, like making us do things in a way we do.
See, so the subconscious, the discussions about the investigations and the discussions about the subconscious predates science itself by thousands of years. There wasn't even science when they began talking about the subconscious. There was resistance to the science because they felt that it would lead to what we're experiencing right now, a separation from God, a leading to the mechanical. And they describe the extent that we are at right now, so focused on the mechanical that we forgot about the spiritual underpinnings on everything. That's exactly what we're talking about with the duality. Right?
Right.
So it precedes it. Now, let me just tell you this. Now that battle for the unconscious was the battleground that they're battling on right now. The only thing The only reason we survived as a species is because the few people who were enlightened enough understood a technique that goes back. I can tell you this secret technique that's been going down through millennium right now, and it'll show you how they propagated very important lessons that human need, that every generation needs in order to survive, because every generation in order to survive has to be based upon the truth.
What is it? Yeah.
Right? The generation have to be fixed upon the permanent, not the temporary. The permanent is what remains the same. So your beliefs have to be based upon the permanent, not the temporary. Right? I can't base my life belief on a religious fad that just started 2 years ago. Right? I'd rather Christianity started 2000. I'd rather base it on Christianity because it's been around for 2,000 years. I'd rather base it upon that.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh, right. Okay. Makes sense.
Right. And so if I'm attached to something, you're gonna see. And then here's another thing. So here's another. You're gonna attach to the permanent, not the temporary. And the reason why is because when the temporary is no longer there for you, that's when you have to face the loss of detachment from that. That's when you get the psychological, emotional determined. That's the torture from the ego when you're separated from your objects temporarily. Right? So the key to healing is detachment. So I'm going to tell you guys this. It may be cruel or whatever. Tell y'all this. I should tell y'all this. I can't tell y'all.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
Y'all want me to tell y'all? You sure?
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
If you attach to the permanent, the source that's giving you life is the only permanent thing that you love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everything else you just get along with.
That's true. That makes total sense. Yeah.
Right.
Because we're getting a benefit. Like obviously, God is giving us life. We are obviously gonna love it. Yeah.
Oh, but what you gonna do? I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying now, Alicia. You can't love that man because you're gonna deal with. Okay, listen. I told y'all this before. I told y'all. You cannot find one example down here in this environment that you're gonna that you won't have to deal with duality. If you love that man, the hell out of that man, it's gonna hurt that much when you lose him. You're gonna have to lose him.
Yeah. The sad part.
Right. And that's the punishment for being ignorant. Because you never attach to things that are not going to be there for you forever.
That is painful. That is painful, honestly, yeah.
And then he means that much for you, not because he's great, but because you idealize him. Meaning you haven't grown up. You can't see his deficits. You can't see his weaknesses. You can't see his big belly. His breath stink. You know what I'm saying? His blood is flat. He can't get along with people. Right? You can't see none of those things at all. You can't see none of those things. Right? You see what you're projecting on him, right?
Right.
Because you're hiding the things that you're dealing with, and you're projecting what you want on top of this monster.
Wannabes.
Right? Wannabes or beast,
Yep.
Yeah. It gets interesting, though. This gets very interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you don't even know. I mean,
so basically, you are facing.
So
you're facing yourself.
I'm what?
You're facing yourself.
Like,
what do you mean? What do you mean?
If we are projecting, if we are projecting our thoughts, or like our image on somebody else, then it is like we are facing ourselves. No? Or did I get it wrong?
No, I don't. I just don't understand how you're putting it together. First, you're doing well. First of all, you're doing well. Don't feel nervous. I mean, you're doing very well. Just
Yeah.
I didn't understand what you were saying though.
Actually, there is a internet issue here as well. So
Yeah, it's really
I like miss so many lines you say. So yeah, so if I understood it right, I am asking that when we project ourselves or our emotions, our feelings onto others, isn't it that we are facing ourselves, like we are seeing ourselves in that person? I don't know how to frame it. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. What happens is that you're okay. Let's say that um, um, people told me that I was stupid, right?
Mhm.
And I felt very sensitive about being called stupid or people referring to me as being stupid. So what I did is this: I just repress it because I don't want to deal with it, right? And then I see someone who reminds me of the person who called me stupid. And then all
It's a
of a
trauma
sudden,
response.
yeah, I start having the same feelings about that person,
Hmm.
right? And the exact same feelings. And so, but that person doesn't know me, right?
Hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good example, you know. So yeah, it's so, and then so, but it was like before science, and so um, it's not a scientific explanation. It's a maturity, and it's a understanding, right? It's an understanding. So you don't need to explain the existence of. You can't. Okay, the the temporary cannot understand the permanent, right? Because the
Hmm.
temporary only exists in an infinitesimally small amount of time compared to the permanent.
Hmm.
That exists forever. So it
Hmm.
can't comprehend it. Hold on one second.
Yes.
Dr. Reed? Yeah, so you can't even comprehend something that none of us have a comprehensive of something that's permanent or something that's infinite because it's too much for our brains to sort of comprehend. We can't take in that much information to sort of understand it. We're infinitesimally small,
That's true.
right? Um,
Yeah.
uh, and so it's sort of like you sort of like grow and becomes an understanding, you know. And we had an hour now. I think that's all we have for today. Okay, guys. Hey, thank you so much, Alicia, and thanks so much, Doc, for joining me today. Okay, I know it's late for you
It was
guys.
a great
Thank you.
talk.
Yeah, any ideas about how we can do it? Because I think we can just jump from subject to subject. I mean, it doesn't have to be against. It can be about anything. I can imagine.
Anything.
So, using the platform like this to look at different YouTube, to still get access to YouTube channels or things like that. So I think we can do a lot. And again, the goal of this is sort of to be able to push our materials out there so that the patients will start using our AI. Uh,
That sounds
you know,
sounds good.
okay. Anything else, guys?
That was a great talk. I really enjoyed it.
It
Okay.
was
So I think
refreshing.
that's all, yeah, I think that's all I have for today, guys. It's a pleasure to meet everybody. Take care, guys. I'll talk to you guys later.
Uh,
Check out, read out, guys.
bye.
Ciao.